Good morning, Malta and Gozo. Do you know any other country that destroys its heritage and environment at this rate? The opposition has condemned the approval of an apartment block right next to a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This and more fucked up shit today in Bonġu News. BirdLife Malta has expressed deep concern over the removal of trees next to Moster's Dome, describing the process as butchering. The work started on Monday morning with the approval of the Moster Local Council and the Environment and Resources Authority ERA. BirdLife pointed out the crucial timing as thousands of birds are currently seeking refuge in the trees during the night. This is the only roosting site for white wagtails outside of Valletta, and the idea of removing them is wrong, whilst the timing is even worse, the NGO said. Instead of the ficus trees slated for removal, the Moster Local Council plans to plant various Judas and balut trees. Later on Monday, ERA said that the ficus trees will be transplanted to Moster's Santa Margherita area. The authority claimed roosting birds were versatile to find alternative trees as winter hasn't set in yet. There are instances where trees in the urban environment are required to be removed to implement urban regeneration projects, tackle damage caused by the roots of some tree species, and allow the use of public open spaces in a more practical way, ERA said in a statement. Unsurprisingly, popular Zabuj councillor and environmentalist Steve Samidlupi joined the critics. He said that for him, the ficus trees next to the rotunda were the most beautiful scene in the urban environment of Moster. It was unbelievable that all members of the Moster Local Council agreed to remove the trees, Samidlupi said. His Facebook post has been shared more than 600 times so far. ADPD and PN have condemned the recent permit approval for an apartment block next to the Gigantia Temple's UNESCO site. ADPD decried lack of sensitivity to its heritage and an alarming prioritization of financial interests over cultural heritage. The Green Party has called for the dismissal and investigation of Planning Authority board members who voted in favor of the project. Approving the development of an apartment block near Gigantia Temples was scandalous, the Nationalist Party said. The decision offended the nation's identity and neglected the public interest, PN spokespersons Julie Zara and Stanley Samit said. The PN called for an investigation into possible conflicts of interest within the Planning Authority and the Superintendents of Cultural Heritage. It said some employees were lent out from one entity to the other. And finally, the look at the weather. Today's gonna be mainly sunny with up to 25 degrees. Try to have a lovely day.